Okay, let's start. I'm gonna try to get to 100 today, and we'll see how that happens. Oh, this is messed up. Let's fix it quickly. And yeah, that's it. Here I am as well, and we can begin. In this puzzle, it looks like something like rook g4 should be a move. Rook g4, and then if you take queen f3, king h2, it cannot be a draw. Maybe knight f3. Oh, knight f3. If bishop takes, you take and go to g2. And if queen d6, then e5, blocking the queen and still threatening queen h2. Jad edits, hello. Welcome to the stream. If king g2, you have rook g4, takes, king h1, and then queen h3 mate. So this looks very good. Queen d6, e5, king g2, and the same. Rook g4, hg, queen g, king h1, and checkmate. So let's go for it. Okay. Mio Soderberg, hello. Soderberg. Oh yeah, I was trying to fix that on Chess. Because always when I stream on YouTube, I have issues to get recognized on Chess. But when I stream on Twitch, it's okay. I always get on front page. So I always take like 1 minute to force online check, and then it's okay. But here we are. Yeah, Söderberg. Rook a2. Looks like I'm stopping queen d2 and stopping the queen to escape to any other square. So I guess it would be rook a2, knight f5. But then I take knight e3, fe. Let's go for this. Oh, what is this? What is this? Knight c4. Knight c4. Takes. And then push the pawn. Well, I think you don't have to generalize that. You can also switch to d4 and play stuff like London for beginning and to simplify a bit. I began learning chess, well, when I was 6 and from books. My father taught me rules, and then I learned from some books. I would say that knight c4 is the move. And then you just push. What openings did you play? I played mostly some Italian 4 knights. Not Scotch, but Italian. You know, bishop c4, knight f6, d3, knight c3, and very simple stuff. And also I played one time, for quite some time, d4, but with c4, without any bishop f4 stuff, and just going for c4, and from there I just didn't put so much care in openings. I learned more about endgames, about tactics, and I think in the long run it paid off better than just learning openings. No, I wasn't bothered by sidelines or anything like that. I was just working on chess in general. And I would advise most people to do the same, to just work on chess as a whole and not focus on openings, knowing how to play them. I think that becomes more relevant later. On the lower level, you can get away with a lot of things if you know how to play properly. So let's just, if I go e6, he just pushes and it's not working out. So let's take, and then take. Knight h3 here, and I want to go rook g1 and rook g1, knight f2 and pick up the queen, but it feels a bit wrong. Knight f3, king h1 also seems a bit sus. Maybe it's this and just, like I said, rook g1, but I'm not that sure that this works. Queen h4 maybe. This, and yeah, I think it's easier on Lichess. Although, do you do it on Chess.com or where do you do reviews? This, and I guess it's gonna be this and capture a queen. Yeah, you can also make a study on Lichess. Import the game in a study from anywhere, just copy the PGN into study and do your work there. I'd say this is fine. I'd say I could play like this. Okay. Wait, check. Here. Bishop g2. King e2. Queen e7 will check. And I'm a piece up. What does FM mean? It means FIDE master. It means that I got 2300 of rating at some point, and this is how I became FIDE master. This. Rook c7, king e8. And then what? Bishop d4 just? Rook d6. I went too deep. Did I? Didn't I? Or did I? Rook c6, king d7, rook c7, king e8. It could be... Oh, but queen g1 is a threat, okay. Yeah, for example, for candidate master you need 2200. For international master you need 2400 plus some norms. But you have it all in FIDE handbook. You can check it there. Just type FIDE handbook on Google and you will see a lot of requirements for titles. Rook c6. So what did I say? Rook c6, king d7, rook c7, king e8, and then bishop d4. e6 hangs, so you have to go rook d6. Well, check it out on the handbook. It's very difficult to explain and to try to solve the puzzle at the same time. Norm is just a requirement you need to get a title, and for every title stronger than FM you need 3 norms and certain rating. Rook c6 here, there, king e8, bishop d4, rook d6. This is where I got... Oh, but then queen b7 maybe, and then it's just over. Yeah, this is OTB rating. Classical chess. Rook c6, king d7, rook c7, king e8, bishop d4, rook d6, queen b7. That looks good. On rook c7 you have e8, it's not checkmate. And now bishop d4. Or so I think. Yes. Excellent. Excellent. So is it knight f8 or knight c5? I think it's gonna be knight c5, because if knight f8, he takes, or even takes on f6, for what I know. Let's say knight f8, rook f6, and I cannot take on h5 because he takes and takes on f8, so I don't win a piece. But if I go here, my knight will be perfectly fine, pretty safe, and if you take now on f6, then rook h5. Oh, see you, Mio. See you some other time. Yeah, those are a bit more challenging. So knight c5. And if you take and give a check, king c7 with tempo on a rook. Rook f6 and then take a bishop in the end. So I'd say knight c5. Knight c5, bishop g4 takes, no tricks or whatever. And now rook d1 will be a mistake because bishop takes and then there's no hanging piece anymore. So we gotta capture like this. Knight h7 maybe here just to attack the bishop twice and then job is done. Job is done. This, knight g5. I don't know if this is not the solution. I don't know what is. Okay. Knight g4. Or maybe just queen g4, queen e5 check. Forget about it. Oh, but wait, then you go f4. But then f5. Shoot. Maybe it's knight to g4, threatening knight h6, and the king is quite weakened right now. If knight f5, I could probably take gf, queen g4, and queen g6 next. And yeah, that's also quite a bummer for black. Because if you go knight e7 trying to, let's say, king f8, queen g6, knight e7, there's queen f6, and unless you start with a check, so for example, this knight f5, knight f6 takes queen g4, king f8, queen g6, queen e5, g3, and then knight e7. Aha, but then you go queen h6 and then you'll pick up somehow the knight on e7. And that's also game over. So yeah, then maybe the best he got is to take on c7 and get this ending, but it's not promising. So this looks very good. Sacrifice on h6 and put him in danger. Or maybe even rook g7, I don't know. Depends on what black does. But let's say knight g4, knight e8. And knight h6. But then king h7, I don't know. Maybe you could go rook g7 here, king g7, queen h6, but doesn't seem to work. I have too little resource here. Knight g6. Or, oh god, knight c6. Could be GG immediately. Knight c6 and you attack a rook and knight e7 comes next. Whoops, my bad. Well, I was calculating a lot of this, but I guess queen g5 would solve it. Solve all the issues immediately. Queen g5 and black's a pawn up, so yeah, knight c6 and What do you do about it? You give up the exchange, right? Yeah, that's that. I don't have rook c5, nothing works really. Oh, spicy. Bishop g7 is a threat. So we might have to cover the 5th rank by some move like rook f5 to allow our king to get to h5 or g5. Probably h5. And then play f3, which we would like, but we cannot do it immediately because of certain problems I mentioned. So rook f5, let's say bishop g7 here, and if the queen somehow could get to h2, but that's impossible, then white would survive. But this way, queen only gets to c6, but then f3 and everything is crumbling. Black's a piece down, but it's gonna be very quickly something nastier than that. So rook f5, I'd go for that. Rook h7, well, nothing special, I think, just... Oh, bishop takes, then maybe you take. So king takes, let's say rook h5, rook f5, rook h7, king takes, queen d7, king h6, queen g7, king h5, and black's gonna stabilize. There's no big threat right now. Rook covers 8 rank, rook on f5 covers 5th rank, so I'd go for that. Oh, look at that, you have... it's not good to go on both. Wait, this is looking really odd. But maybe there's bishop f6, and then some survival. Ah, okay, you have... maybe you have something like bishop f6 after that. And if king f6, rook d6, king goes to g7, and then queen d7. Yeah, and things are getting messy very quickly. Maybe just this, not allow bishop f6. Let's see if this maybe is a good move. But wait a second, let's not make any quick decisions. So this f3 takes. Oh, maybe I'm getting in check if I don't go here. Maybe it is king g5. Because now rook d5, f3, he can take bishop f5, and capture on e8 is not a check. This one's a bit tricky. But also I don't like this, the look of this. Rook d6, king g5, some capture, hg, queen e8, f3, queen e7. I'm not crazy about this. But also this line looks a little bit concerning, but wait, I can do this. Takes, queen e8, bishop g6, queen e5. It spoils it. This and capture. King h8. I also don't like that. Takes. Maybe, let's say this, king h5, rook d5, f3, takes, queen e8. Still doesn't work the same perpetual. No, sorry, I said bishop f6. King f6, rook d6. Oh, but wait, I go there, don't I? Well, they don't have anything better than that. Queen's attacked, and I want to go f3 next. I don't know, I don't think there are, but let's see. King g5, bishop, what, queen c6, f3, and bishop hangs. I'm gonna push e3 and just open up the king. But maybe on king h5, rook d5, there's rook d8. Although it feels super slow to play like this. No, I don't like it somehow. I think even if I get check king h2, it's not even. If you go king g5, I have rook g6. I think that might be the problem. So king g5, here, rook d6. I think I have to go to f7, and in case of queen d7 to have rook e7 with f3, or if rook d7, then king g8. Queen b3, and then f3. c5, king f8, and I survived there. f7 is controlled. Oh, what is this? At first I wanted to go here, but rook d5 is a problem. At least for me, in my opinion. King h5. I'll be damned. King g5. What is there? Queen b3. Oh, queen b3. I'll be damned again. If f3, then queen e3. And then this. Completely missed this one. And if rook h5, bishop f6. Well, oopsie. And then king h5, rook d5, rook e7. Aha, so you're just moving the rook away. What do you mean? What? That's why I said. You saw queen b3 or? King h5, rook d5, rook e7, king h2, and now a6. Oof. Takes, rook g7, and then yeah, f3 comes next, and it looks very good. Yeah, bishop f6 was bad. King f6, rook d6, king f7, check, king g8. And on c5, just f3 and pick it up. Okay, let's go on the next 91 on the first one. Can you do this? You have to do this. Now I took it personally. And dropped 50. Take, check. Rook h8 first. Release the queen. Well, we take on g8 and then take on f4. Okay. Checkmate. And then just knight to d7, I guess. Take and then take. Rook f6, queen g3. But probably rook ff6 and then rook d7. Takes. Rook d8. Wait, this has to be easier than that. This takes rook d8. And what, queen c7, and then he's paralyzed. That looks a bit strange. But it could be right, because really he has no space. Queen c7, just defend the pawn and make him passive. This takes, king d2. Rook f7 and then pick it up. Take, rook b1. Looks good. Oh no, don't give me this so early. King f5 and then probably this. But it's too early for this stuff. Too freaking early. I don't deserve it. Maybe because of e5, d5 and c5 you cannot go there. Yeah, just Zugzwang. I don't deserve it. takes, rook g4, king h8, bishop h4. Seems like it. Oh, I didn't see that. Freaking hell. So not careful. Knight g4. Knight g4. I don't like it. Has to be something else. Maybe it's that actually. Knight g4, bishop b2, knight f6, king h8, or maybe king g7, knight h5, king h8. But I think it has to begin with knight g4. What else? If d4, bishop e5, and queen h4, bishop d4, takes, and the rook hangs, also f2 hangs. So let's ship it. Wow. Takes, e2, b7, queen, king h2, g3, king h3, queen h5. I think that's enough for me to ship this in peace. Bishop takes. Free piece. Why not? Takes. h7, a2. f3. Wait, f3, bishop h4. Take, bishop f2, push. King f3, push. And if you take, bishop c3. Yeah, that's about right. Oh, it's a check. Damn. Bishop f8. Although, rook f8 also seems interesting. But I think we have to keep pressure on h2 and then have this mate. But wait, bishop f8, bishop g6. Rook h2, king g4. This one seems good enough. Queen c7. Check. Bishop f2. Bishop g2, queen f5. Oh, but I have queen g3 to cover. Not so easy. But maybe it is easy. Let's say here queen f1, king g4, queen e2, and then you catch him. But also, this one is not really a typical puzzle on number 40. I mean, it doesn't represent in the right way. Okay. Let me just show you first. So if you take, I give a check, and if, let's say, king h4, you have a mate like this. If you go to h4, then take, and now something has to be a checkmate here. Something has to be checkmate. Queen e2. Queen e2, bishop f3. Alright, but you have queen e6 and bishop d6. This might be a problem. But maybe not. Maybe not. If this, you take and at least rook f7 and pick it up. And if king d4, then bishop g7, and you have to give it up. Take on f5, but you take on b2 and rook hangs. Yeah. All right, next, halfway there. Almost halfway. Do I push this? Do I? And if king g3, some knight h5 cuteness. Or do I simply take on g4 and take it from there? But I don't trust it. Just take queen g4, king h2. Doesn't look too scary for me, for white. I would say rather this move, h3, and when you go up, knight h5. And if you take gh, queen g5, take on h3, check on h5, king g2, queen g5, and then some rook lift will decide. I mean, rook c6 or rook d6, doesn't matter. But yeah, once the queen is on g file, king on h file, you can do this rook lift. Let's start. And yeah, you have to follow up, I guess, with knight h5, king h4 only. You have to see that you have g5 and that you cannot take because of queen g6. Other moves like king h2, you can take rook g1, then you take on f2, king h3, take on e3 even, and that's just pretty collapsy position. Okay, we got to 43. Takes, queen d1, using some loose pieces over there. If you try to defend both by knight b2, then queen b3. And now these two are loose. and impossible to defend. Yeah. If queen d2, then rook a2, and the game goes on. But if you do this, black simply loses a piece. Oh, wow. Rook eb1, king d6, and then to stop him from escaping to e5, you just go f4 and he's getting checkmated. Pele, hello. No, h4, right? Are you the Pele from the chess scene? King h4, this rook h1. Queen g5, rook h5. GG's. Ooh, I don't have issues with my king, so I could go queen f7, f5, and then just go back, take it. Because king f5 would be very retarded, rook f2. I would love some slow move like knight d4 and then come here, but I guess it doesn't work. Rook b4 and it's getting a little... Also, you have rook h2 at disposal, so nothing works like that. You have to be concrete now. Queen f7, f5, take. King g8. And, well, stuff like queen d5 and queen d4 looks oddly simple. Queen f7, f5 takes, king g8. Even rook e6 looks kinda okay. But I have to triple check it. But just don't say that it's gonna be some move like queen h4 from black. Just don't give me that. Take, take. King g8. Yeah, it could be that rook e6 works. Let's save some energy for later stages. Okay, let's just check. What was that all about? So I was here. Here. No, but you know when you calculate something crazy and then you get to play the move and they play something stupid like queen h4. This was my point, not that I'm afraid of queen h4 as a move. Okay, what is this? Queen f5, queen e6. Oh, queen. Wait a second. Can you? Alright, let's start with this. If queen g7, you have rook f8 and this is winning. So you would have to cover with the bishop. Ah, this is why it's winning. Okay, it's mate now. Okay. Alright. I got my answers. Yeah, this is it then. Queen d5 check and queen f7. If you go to g7, then queen d4 and then you pick up a rook. There's no queen f6 because you take it and take on f8, defend either via b8 or f3. So even though material is reduced, you have enough to win the game. Alright, rook e2 here. Go, go, go quickly. Queen g4, queen e3, and some rook e1 in the end. If g3 slash g4, then check and take on f3, so doesn't look too complex. Rook g8. Oh, they're trying to lull me into thinking that, oh, I'm a god of chess and I'm going to crush this. So knight d4, e d4, queen f3, queen a5, b4, and then you take. So yeah, let's take it. Pin him, attack him 3 times. Ah, but now he takes cd, so now b4 is even more obvious. At least with ed, you're like, oh, b4 might not be so good, might not be possible. What? Takes. The hell? I need to take. I see nothing better. And moment of truth. Well, I can take on f6, and I can always defend the pawn. Yeah, this is looking straightforward. If I go c5, he gets f5, and I don't like that. I think that's actually holdable. But when you take it like this, then it's not so good. What? Rook e5, d5, and some knight e8 maybe. Probably, yeah. Yeah. Knight e8, and if bishop h6, just to... Oh no, there's not... Let's not be quick to judge. Bishop h6. Queen f6. Wait. I need to slow down. To calm down. Bishop h6 and... it could be some slow move like knight e4, knight f6 next. There's really no good way to defend, I guess. Knight g8, knight g5. Oh, knight g5 is bullshit. Wait. Knight e8, bishop h6. Why is that? Knight h5 would have been cool, but it doesn't work. Wait, knight h. Can I start with knight e8, bishop h6, knight h5, gh, rook f6? It looks very far-fetched, to be honest. Because you can move bishop to f5 and then attack this. Doesn't look great. So this, bishop h6, check, king g8, and now something sick. We need something sick here. But what is that something sick? 98. Maybe I'm too fixated on 98. Maybe it's not the move at all. But what can be a move? I'm a piece down and in some pickle. Unless it's a draw. By repetition. Which is nice to know, but not so nice at the same time. This bishop h6. No, I'm missing something, definitely. Something stupid. But what is that thing? 98 bishop h6. Does d6 work or something like that? I mean, in a real game, you have to consider even moves like c5 with d6, something very crazy. But since it's a puzzle, it has to be 98. 98, bishop h6, and then something extraordinary. Maybe then c5 with d6. But no, he gets a lot of time then. Bishop d7 or bishop f5. I have to be very, very quick. But how do you achieve quickness here? '98, bishop h6, and then 94, knight g8. Well, if I don't know, maybe some rook f6 and then knight g5, but it looks very ridiculous. Very ridiculous. Am I overthinking this, or is it tough? This. Oh, but wait, if you... okay, I think I got it. 98, bishop h6, 94, knight g8, knight f6. And then when you go back, when you take on f6, take back, bishop g7, 98 back, queen d7, and now you have queen f8 since there's no knight on to cover on g8. I would say that's the... because if you go 98, bishop h6, queen f8, I can take the queen, rook f8, knight g8. And then maybe it can continue, but something like 94. But no, then you go queen e7 and he survives. But yeah, I think we should start with 98, definitely. And yeah, he takes on e8. He takes on e8. Let's see what happens on... I wanted 94, but 94, knight g8, and knight f6. Okay, I was right. Nice. At least to see something. And now, since there's no knight on e7 to cover on g8, your idea works now. And now bishop h6, queen f8. This is cute. Arfonzex, hello. How are you doing? Rook h7, we take those. And then take on a3. It's really weird how some puzzles can be next to each other, but some puzzles can just cause you more trouble than the other. Takes, rook a3, and there's nothing really. There's only promotion, king h8, rook h1, go to g7, and then win easily. Doing great, chilling with puzzles and hoping not to tilt. And also one thing I wanted to show here is on rook a3, if you try to escape, you don't escape really. Rook a1, knight b1, and then you take on b1. Check, and now you pick b2 or a1. I find it classier to go queen a1 and deliver this checkmate, leaving as much material as possible, but it's the same. So we have this one, rook d4, attack this queen. We're hoping to move the queen from attacking the knight so we can take on h6 without having to exchange pieces, basically. So the first thing that pops to mind is this move, but what happens if f4? If f4, then could you go knight g4? Oh, you go queen d6. Oh, nice. But then queen g5, not so nice. Maybe we start with... wait a second. Yeah, rook d4. If queen g5, then rook g4. And then you pick it up, because the queen has to move away to e3 or d2, but then we take and our knight is not in danger anymore. So we can start with that. Let's see, queen g3, rook g4, queen f3, and I guess e4 in the end. Tempo on the queen, and then we take. Since there's no queen f5 to keep pressure on f6. So this looks better and better as much as I analyze. Rook d4, f4, knight g4, bishop g5, and then f6. Looks decent, like a decent try. If I start with queen d6, he might have queen g5, and I don't like that. I would probably have to play g6, after which the bishop is not in danger. Then b4 or something, and nothing happens. Unless I have some knight to g4, but I doubt it. No, then just h3 and it's over. Draw. Draw by agreement. My favorite. Rook d4. Yeah. Capture. Takes, knight d1, knight a8, take on e3 and take on a8, piece up. What's not to like? But not rook d1 because he exchanges and takes on a8. Same material. We take on d1 and then if he doesn't take our rook, then great. Bishop g2, bishop d3, bishop f1, bishop g6, bishop e2 and rook up. If queen g2, then rook d2. There's also f5, but we could just take on. Oh wait, but maybe we don't take. Maybe we just because of bishop f7. Maybe I don't know. Oh, but then king f7. I always have this cover check. Check. Rook d1, check, and then you take. Is it possible that this is the move? Being 2 pawns up after this, take. Give a check, take on e6, take one of the rooks. Yeah. Oh, queen e4 and then just take rook. Take rook. Here. Check. Takes. King g7. Queen e5. f6. Chess speaks for itself now. Rook c7, king g6, queen e8, and if king h6, queen e3. Yeah. This one. There's no saving this. But if you do this check, he goes to g6 and it's not really simple anymore. I think. You need to improve the rook. Rook is very bad here. And once you cut him the 7th rank, the queen will be able to give some check, and you can then also improve the rook furthermore by getting it to g7 and creating some threats. But yeah, just go give a check. And when he gets to h6, just take it. Take and take. Looks possible. I only have to check what happens on rook f5 once the king gets away. Rook f5, yeah, very smart, very smart. Rook f5, genius move. Must say. Genius. d7, genius move, c6, okay move. c6. I don't like to stick out. Mediocre move, c6. Wait, c6, rook d1, for example. King c5, king e5, d7, king e6, king b6, king e7, king c7, and now his rook is completely focused on the d pawn, and then just b4, a4 creates the third pawn, pass pawn, and then it's gonna be over. Alexander, I'm not playing your game. I'm not playing games today. I mean, in this stream, I'm solving puzzles now. So let's play this mediocre move, c6, and then d7. If I push rook c1 and then king d6, I lose both pawns. So we need this. All right. Oh, this one is cute. Very, very cute. Bishop f4, king f4, e5, and then you take it. Because if you take it immediately, bishop d4, and then you lose a bishop. So yeah, bishop f4, let's say king f3, then you take it. Bishop d4, bishop e5, and then you're a bishop up. Okay, works. c6 maybe, and then just lolly him on a6. But we gotta check this one out. So on c6 he might have queen b4. Check, king b8, and I think even rook c5 wins, but also even something like a3, queen b6 takes c7. But maybe it's simpler to go rook c5. Yeah, I think I would like to be cleaner than that. Just rook c5 and rook b5, and I maintain the mating threats. So we don't want to go queen a6 immediately because he escapes via d7 to e8 and we don't give a checkmate. We can go c6. All right. Bishop b3, take that. Queen a1 and somehow trap this miss. Knight a3, bishop b2, and win the queen somehow. Maybe I'm playing too fast, but I have to show some confidence for change. Bishop f3, what in frick is this? Can I enter somehow? Can I enter his position somehow? Or do I have to attack? Knight f3 and then take on h6. So I'd go for this, queen e4. And then probably just queen h6. And there are no backrank issues because of knight g1 MVP. Knight on g1 MVP. So yeah, we take those. We take on f3 with tempo, and then take on h6, hitting f6 and being a piece up. Pawns don't really matter in this situation because the king is very weak, so we will take this. Rook a7, really? But then I just take. This is strange. Strange situation. Wait, queen f6, knight e7. This, rook d7, queen b8, rook c8. What is happening here? Rook d7 takes. I'm getting lost here in all these lines. But I think we should take. But also, why not rook a7 immediately? Takes and queen f6, king c7, queen e7. It looks a bit complicated here. What do you do here? Do you take or... Oh, but wait, if knight e7, then just queen f8. What's with the brain? Queen f6. Do I make livings from chess? I'm almost there. To live comfortably from chess. What is this? How do I take and then king d6? And what does... Oh, maybe knight b3 and then take on d4, defending this. Okay, maybe it's that. Well, I do have to take and then knight b3. Please be knight b3. Yes. Takes, queen b8, king e7, rook c7. Uh-oh. Danger. Bishop c1. Does that work? Because I cannot give a checkmate. He gets to h6 and I'm screwed, so bishop c1. Bishop c1, here I have to take. And maybe king c3 now. Huh? King b6, king d4, king a5, king here, king a4, b4. Seems like it. Lorena, hello. And if king a6, then b4 immediately, and king b6, king d4, and I'll manage to pick up this pawn. Seems good. And it's immediate solve. What happens here? Bishop b3 or queen b3? Queen b3 seems like a drag because you allow knight e3 if you take on a2. So I'd go for this. King h8, bishop a2, queen d1, queen e1, queen d3, king g1, and I escape from these checks. We'll see what have I missed here. So maybe not. Maybe not this time. Knight f6, gf6, queen g6. This looks decent. Decent to consider. And maybe in the end some rook lift will work, like rook f4, once I pick up both pawns on f6 and h6. Oh, but wait, I can do... Wait, knight f6, gf6, queen g6, king h8... Take here... gf, queen g2, that's a bit... That sucks a little bit. Knight f6, gf6, queen g6, king f8. No, king h8. Because if I go king f8, gf, and queen d7, check on h6, rook g1, and it's over. But if this happens, and take king g8, oh, it's the same actually, because now I have rook lift, rook f4. Once I clean the h file, I go back. You can never go to f8 because of gf and queen g7. Because on queen d7 I have rook g1, and there's gonna be some queen h6 stuff with checkmate. But yeah, I hope I thought that this would happen, that it's just puzzle over. So if you go here, I thought about doing this, and if king f8, just gf, threatening queen g7. So if they go queen d7, let's say, rook g1, and you can't stop queen h6. If rook e7 for some reason, then just give a check, and on king e8, I think this is over, right? Bishop h5 in the end. And yeah, of course, if rook g7, then just take it and have queen h8. And yeah, if you go to h8, rook f4. Rook f4, and then maybe the best move is to Maybe not so bright. Maybe I can still go gf. You cannot go rook g8 because of this. And if you try queen d7, I don't go rook f4 because of queen h7. Oh, but then, wait, what happens then? I messed up, wait a second. So... Wait a second, wait. On this, I have this in mind. Queen g6, king h8. Probably rook f3 maybe, I don't know. Rook f3 seems also dangerous. And if you move your rook, then gf, and this rook is the only one who can defend from checkmate, but it also defends this rook. So I would say this is the right way, unless unless there's f4. Well. Takes queen d7. Oh, I missed this. Okay. And what happens on this? Better take it, I guess. Promote. Not so thrilled about it, but bishop f3 maybe in the end exists, and you have enough to win. And yeah, this is all without engine. Just trust my word and let's go to the next puzzle. What is this? Takes. Or bishop f6. Takes, knight c6. That could be okay. Bishop f6 stops checkmate and keeps this pin alive. So knight c6. Aha, wait. So rook b6, knight b4. I thought it was aha moment, but it wasn't. Bishop f6 takes here, knight c6. Not clear to me, not clear to me at all. Is a pawn up gonna be enough for the win? Wait, bishop f6, knight d8, bishop g4, knight c6. How the hell can this be winning? Bishop h4, bishop d2. Takes, rook b2. Maybe this is the winning line, but... Okay, a2 hangs, but still... Is that so bad for white? Oh, but I have a move like g6. I didn't consider that, although my queen hangs. Nah, let's go here. I knew it. I fucking knew it. So what, knight c6, and what's the move? Let me check. My friend. Rook b6. Rook d8. Oh, this is some slow burn. Knight c2 and then d4. And the passed pawn is strong enough. Okay. Okay. Knight c3. Probably take knight d1. Take knight b2. Take on a7. And demolish. Although there's a check and not so clear stuff. But first of all, I have to take. Oh, but wait, I don't have to take immediately. I can go bc here. Wait, queen b8. I have to take. Why? Queen d4, bishop b7, rook d1, queen c8. Maybe you even have to do that. Queen b8, takes, queen d4, a6, no. Queen b8, queen d4, bishop b7. So I would have to maybe just take and do something else, like bishop g5 maybe. bc, queen b8. Takes, bishop g5. Bishop d7. And then what? Queen d4, a6. Rook d1. Yeah, that might work even. That might even work. Queen c8. But then queen c8, bishop c5. That's... Although you do lose a7. Somehow it feels... It feels wrong. But also, what's up with this? Knight d1, bishop bishop b7, knight to b2, bishop a8, knight d3 check, and I can cry here. Oh, but come on, who plays like this? Queen b8. Oh god, disgusting. Bishop c6. And then queen d4. So this is why you play queen c7, leaving a full rook. You cover c6. Ouch. h6 and long castle. f5 takes. Now it's clear. Now everything is clear. b4 this and then king d5. Once I shoulder the king, it's all over. If I go immediately with king d5, then I think he gets enough time to get closer. Let's say king d5, king f6, king d6, bishop b4, and I have to spend time on king c6, but then the king gets closer. King e6, here, just bishop e1, and there's no progress. But if I start with b4, bishop d8, king d5, now I could advance my pawn while still keeping the king passive here on f5. Let's go for this. And then just king d5. Knight f7. Wow. Knight f7, short castle. But then knight h6 and queen e6 probably works. Among many other things. So this... If you take queen h5, then you pick up on d5. If king e6, then queen f5 is mate. Knight f7. Well, if knight e4, you can just take, and on this probably rook e1 also works with queen e6. Knight to e7 or else. Maybe it's else. Knight g7 takes, king d7. Maybe just take on f7 with the rook. If you take on e7, then maybe he got something like king f8 and he still stays in the game. Although I doubt. Maybe it is. Rook f6, gf6, knight f5, rook g8, and rook g6. Still keeps him in the game. So maybe this is the better try. Knight g7 takes, rook f8. Maybe not. Oh, but wait, rook e7. Why am I? Rook e7, queen e7, knight e7, and this has to be good for me. Because if bishop e7 here, knight g7, king f8, knight e6, and then you take on c7. So this takes bishop e7, probably some rook e1, rook d7, queen f5. Yeah, let's go for this. Oh no. What have I done to deserve this destiny of pawn endings at this moment? Maybe it's h5, but let me dwell on this. Oh no. Or maybe it could be g5 and then h5, h4. Let's see which one is quicker. So g5, king c3, h5, king b4, h4, takes, here, f4, takes, it's quick. h5, h4. King d5, king c3 here, g4 back, here, there, take here, this. No? But wait, I don't have to surrender my pawn immediately like that. No, sorry, h5, h4. But wait, g5, king c3, h5, king b4, king d4, f4 takes, king e4 takes, here, king c4, here, takes. Oh, I'm quick. In that case, I'm quick. No, I don't go. I go without h5. I forgot. Goldfish memory. G5, king c3, h5, king b4, king d4, f4. Oh, on f4 you can go h4. Why? What am I doing here? But although there's f5, take f6. No. King d4. Take, king b5, f4, takes, king c4, king g3, king d3 takes, and I will get to g2. Okay, let's go for g5. Oh, you start with that, and then you simply pick it up. Well, that's very simple. Wow. Why was I overdoing it? How did my calculation fail me here? Aha, I didn't count h4 immediately, I just... Yeah. And that's a draw. Oh god. Okay. Last time, last chance. What? Come on. Don't troll me. Oh, rook c8, rook f8. I thought like, oh, this is now some puzzle. Wait, what? h6, h7, take. Okay. No, you're a living jinx, man. You're a living jinx. What is this? Queen e4. Oh, cuteness. Wait, queen e4, g4, queen d3. But the puzzle is gonna take on e4, definitely. Definitely. This promote. Caro-Kann tricks. Push. Oh. Rook d5. Oh, it's... No, I just automatically think like it's a queen there and... But wait, rook g6? Ah, yeah, it's not last time. Let's do it. do it more. 21 viewers once I fail so much. So I know what to do. I know what to do now. To throw for the content. Okay, now this is my last shot. Wait, I go up. Don't forget about this. I go up. So king e4, queen d5. King c3, this. Takes, rook e1. Queen d1, takes, and I have a pawn. Rook c1, isn't it? Rook c1, king b5. I wasn't sure how that wins, but let's keep it rolling. Queen a8. Ah, okay. You're testing your juju abilities. I see what's going on. I see. What? Rook d7. Knight h6, and then then you get a checkmate. Knight h6, king h7, rook g7. Queen c6. Some d5, queen c7. Should be enough. This. Take. Bishop c8, just limiting this knight. Rook f1, queen d4, king g2, queen b2, king h3, and wait, let's not rush this. Queen d4, this, queen b2, king h3, queen g7, and then just take on a6. Okay, smart. Very smart. f6, g6, check, king h7, queen f8. Queen g5, queen b8, king h7, queen f8, king g6, check, king h5, no, g4, king h4, queen h6, king g3, and where's the mate? Rook g1, but it doesn't look too good. Check here, this, king g6, and you play g4 because you have to. Rook g4, queen g7, king h5, take. Yeah, that's it. Rook h1, bishop h6, rook d7, and win. If you abandon this rook by rook h6, then exchange and take. Takes, knight b2. Oh wait, 92, knight d7, knight g1, knight f8, knight f3. But is that so good? I wasn't convinced. So knight d7, what happens? Knight g1, knight f8. Wow, that's so bad. Aha, queen f5 here and this. Okay, this makes more sense. This makes more sense. Queen d8. Or just check. On bishop g4, just this, these. If king f3, queen d5, and I pick up this one. But also, why not queen c7? It looks also good. King. Somehow I feel this one is the right. Ooh. No, let's go for this one and just take it. King c4, knight escapes, and we push. Knight b4, queen b1, bishop b5. What's that? Oh, it's check. Oh, it's 98 actually. But yeah, h7 hangs as well. Maybe I should chill out a little bit. Yeah, maybe I should go now. It's a sign. So yeah, guys, take care. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on Twitch in the evening. So yeah, bye.